Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to please click subscribe if you enjoy these videos. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers and it means the world to me. Much appreciated. And today we're going to be talking about Surrak and Goreclaw. And Surrak and Goreclaw is for 4 colors and 2 green, a legendary creature, human bear, 6/5 with trample. Other creatures you control have trample, and whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn. So, this is another incredibly pushed card from this set, and let's quickly go over some things that I like about it and some things that I don't. What I like about it, and I really like that, is that it's a really sweet story beat from that ongoing little in-joke that's been going on since Khans of Tarkir about how Surrak Dragonclaw hit a bear or punched a bear and completely won the fight and knocked the bear out. Later on we got Goreclaw, which we found out was the bear that Surrak punched, if I'm not mistaken. And in between we've had some really cool cards like Really Epic Punch and just stuff like that. Just ongoing references to these two. And finally we have them both on the same card together, so I think that's really awesome. Obviously they're gonna kick ass because they're incredibly strong. But mechanically, even though this card is unbelievably strong and obviously is great, I'm not really happy with the fact that it's only green. Let me explain why. I think for a start, it is a bit too strong, giving everything trample, and every creature you play +1/+1 counter and haste is going to be really difficult to deal with. Bear in mind that the haste also persists even if you do remove the Surrak and the Goreclaw. Once the creature has entered the battlefield and got the +1/+1 counter, that's it. It's going to have haste until end of turn. This means that this card can be incredibly strong when you drop it with something like Selva's Stampede or with any effect that puts multiple creatures into the battlefield under your control. It doesn't work with tokens, which is a good thing because otherwise it will be absolutely disgusting, but even so, that can allow for some really big turns. This all would be fine except it's a mono green card. Why is this a mono green card? It feels like green and other colors are eating into red's part of the color pie more and more lately. As a big fan of red, and disclaimer, a big fan of green too. I've always liked green. I don't hate green or anything, but I do feel like green is getting to do a lot of stuff that it shouldn't necessarily be doing these days, and effects that have previously always been red are now bleeding into other colors more and more. I don't have an issue with green getting haste per se. I realize that some green cards have haste as secondary or tertiary, but I think that should be limited to 1 or 2 creatures. It shouldn't be a board-wide haste effect because that just is too similar to a bunch of red cards we have like Urabrask, like Fervor, like Hammer of Perforos. This has traditionally been an effect that is basically only in red or multicolor cards that include red. Having it on a mono green card just feels kind of wrong to me, and I understand that previous Surrak cards have granted haste, but that Surrak only granted it to 1 creature and if you met a condition. This grants it to every single non-creature token you play on top of giving them trample and +1/+1 as well. So it's basically doing what the red cards do, but doing it better. Sure, it costs more mana, but I mean we're in green. So it's not exactly going to be difficult to make up that extra 3 mana. This card seems to me like it's doing a little bit too much, and I honestly feel like they could have taken out one of the 3 abilities, either the +1/+1 counter or the haste or the trample. I think the haste should have been the one to go. Giving all of your creatures +1/+1 and trample would still be pretty solid, but haste just feels wrong to me in mono green. Do you agree with that? So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care. Woo!